So now we will see the steps to establish a JDBC connection and querying to database that will be used by our Java application. So your Java application, how it will be connected to the underlying database and how it queries to the database. But these are the steps that we have to follow in our program. So the number one point is, okay, we have to import a package that is java.sql.star. Okay, so this is the first and foremost thing that we have to include in our application. We have to import the package java.sql that will be useful in utilizing all the necessary classes and the components that we'll be using in our program. Okay, so this package will make sure that all these libraries must be included, will be available to our program. Next is we have to load the driver. Okay, so we have to load and register the driver so that this driver must be available in our program. Okay, so this driver must be available in our program's memory. It must be loaded into our memory that can be used for the communication purpose. Okay, so the JVM will just do this particular task. Okay, when we'll write certain statements, then with the help of this particular statement that we'll just see later on, that how the driver will be loaded and registered, and so that it will be available to our program. Okay, it will be available to the program's memory. The third and important step is we have to establish a connection. Okay, so we have to establish a connection. Now a link has to be established between the application program and the underlying database. So this statement that we have to establish a connection, it will be done with the help of an object, okay, of a class, okay, that will be used. A connection interface will be created, as connection is an interface, okay, in this JDBC. So a reference to this connection interface will be created, and with the help of the driver manager class, okay, it will call a method that is a get connection method that will return an object of the class, okay, to which this connections reference will point. Okay, so we'll just see, okay, that how it will be processed later on. So these, first of all, I'll just discuss what are the different steps. So first step is we have to import a package, okay, that is the java.sql.star package. Second is we have to load and register the driver, okay, that is the component that will be using in communication in establishing the particular connection. And after the loading and registration of the driver, we have to establish the connection with the help of a driver manager class. Okay, so in establishing a connection, we have to make sure that what type of database we are using, okay, what is the database URL, okay, what is the port number in which this particular database will be accessing our queries. The fourth and important, okay, step is we have to create the statement. Okay, so statement, it means that, as we have discussed in our slides, okay, this is the vehicle, okay, this is the vehicle that will be using the requirements, and it will be working on this connection link. Okay, so we have to create the statement so that with the help of these statements we will execute certain queries. Okay, we will just create the queries. The fifth is we have to execute the queries now. Okay, so we have to execute the query that will be, okay, provided by the Java application. So these queries must be executed on the database side. So the database engine will just execute the query based on this statement object. So statement is also an interface here. Okay, so we have to create an object. Okay, we have to create a reference that will be carrying the object of some class to which this interface belongs. Okay, so it will just execute the query on this statement object, and the database will process this query in the form of certain result. So the sixth step is the processing of the results. Okay, so the processing of the results. Okay, so we have to now process the results. Okay, when the query will be executed, so some results will be reflected. Okay, some results will be provided. So these results are known as the result set here. Okay, so these results are the result set, okay, that will be used by our Java application. Okay, so this result set is also an interface, you can see. The last step is now we have to close the connection. Okay, so after the processing, we we are getting the results, okay, in our application, now we have to close this connection that we have opened. So these are some important steps that you have to follow when you are establishing a JDBC connection, or when you are creating a program in which it requires a database to be connected with a particular Java application. So we will be using an RDBMS, okay, that is known as a MySQL RDBMS. Okay, so MySQL or MySQL will be using, that is an open source relation database management system. It is an RDBMS that uses structured query language, that is SQL, for accessing the database. So we are using the queries, okay, we are using the structured query language in this particular RDBMS. So this SQL is a part of this relational database management system for accessing the database. So we will be using in our program, okay, we will be using a MySQL RDBMS, and we'll just see that how these 7 steps will be used, okay, will be processed in the particular architecture. Okay, so you have to remember this. You have to import a package, okay, that is the java.sql package. You have to load the driver. Okay, so this loading and registration, okay, it is done explicitly, but nowadays, okay, after Java JDK 1.6 and JDBC 4.0 API, this registration and this loading is being internally done by the JVM. Okay, so there is no need to explicitly load or register the driver, but we will explicitly use the statements. Okay, we will see the statements that how we will load and how we will register the driver explicitly. Okay, the third step is, after you have loaded the driver, now it is the time to create a connection. So the connection will be established using the get connection method, okay, of driver manager class, and in this get connection method we have to pass certain string. Okay, we have to pass a string that will be a database string, you can use. Okay, it is a URL, that is a database URL. Next statement is, you have to create the statement. Okay, so statement in Java, it is an interface that is used, okay, that can be used to execute queries. Okay, so this interface provides certain methods for executing the queries. So we will execute queries with the help of these statements. We will just create the statement objects. Okay, and after we create the statement object, now we are in a position to fire the queries to the database. So now there is an important method that we will be using, that is a create statement. Okay, so this create statement method will be called upon the object of the connection, okay, connection class. Okay, so this connection object will call a method, that is create statement, and this create statement can access multiple queries at a time. Okay, so now we will just focus, okay, we'll just see that the first step is clear, that we have to import a package, that is java.sql package. The second is to load the driver. So how we will load the driver? Okay, so driver in this database, it will be loaded with the help of a method that is known as forName. Okay, so forName is a method, okay, and inside this forName method we have to pass a string. Okay, so if we are using MySQL database management system, then for MySQL database management system, this forName method must contain the string, that is the name of the driver as, okay, this you have to remember, com.mysql.jdbc.driver. Okay, so this will be passed in the form of a string. So this that I have written inside this in the form of a string, this com.mysql.jdbc.driver, this is the name of the driver. Okay, so this is the name of the driver that we are using, and this method will be called, okay, it will be accessed by a class, okay, that is a class. Okay, so a class, it is a predefined class in Java, okay, that will call this for name method, okay, and this for name method will contain a string that is the name of the driver that we are using. So this is step number second. Okay, so this is for loading and registration of the driver. So this, you can say this explicitly we are loading and registering, okay, the driver. But nowadays, okay, after Java JDK 1.6, this particular class.forName, there is no requirement of using this statement. It is being automatically loaded and registered by the JVM into the program's memory. Okay, so this has been now deprecated now, but we will use, okay, this particular line, this particular statement in our program. Okay, so the second is, okay, so this is point number 2 that we have discussed. So now the point number 3 is how we will establish a connection. So how we will establish a connection, this can be seen, okay, with the help of, so we have to call a method. So their method is here get connection. So this get connection method, okay, it will contain a database. Okay, so a database URL must be passed, okay, inside this particular get connection method, and after this URL you have to pass, okay, you have to pass the username, okay, and the password. So this username and password is the username and the password of your RDBMS, okay, that you have installed in your system, and the password and username that you have particularly set during the time of installation. So if we are using MySQL, okay, so if we are using MySQL, so the username for MySQL is, okay, the username is by default, okay, this is root. Okay, so it is by default, this is by default, this has been set as root. Okay, it is by default set as root, and we have to set the password during the time of the installation. Okay, it will ask you that kindly set the password for your SQL for this particular RDBMS. So whatever the password you have chosen at that particular point of time, that particular password must be written in this form, in the form of string. Okay, so we will discuss this. So this get connection method, okay, this get connection method will be called, okay, will be called with the help of a class that is known as the driver manager class. So this driver manager class will be responsible of invoking this particular, okay, this particular get connection method, and this get connection method will, okay, return an object. Okay, this will return a connection object that will be referenced, okay, that will be referenced by the, that will be, okay, referenced by the reference of interface connection. Okay, so here connection is an interface, okay, connection is an interface, and con is the reference of this connection. Okay, so as we have, as we know that we cannot instantiate the interface. Okay, so we can't say that this is an object, connection is an connection, con is an object, because if we want to create an object, then we have to create with the help of new. But this connection is an interface, and this is a reference of the interface. So we can create a reference in Java. Okay, we can create a reference to the interface in Java, and this particular method, that is get connection method, will return an object. Okay, will return an object, and this object will be referred by this particular connection reference. Okay, so indirectly we can say that we have created a connection object. Okay, because this connection interface must be implemented by certain class. Okay, and that particular class will return an object that will be referenced by this, that will be referenced by this connection interface. Okay, so indirectly we can say that this is a connection object. Okay, so there should be no confusion here. So now what is this a database URL? So if we are using MySQL, then this database URL must be, okay, it must be JDBC. Okay, so you have to remember this, it must be in the form of this string JDBC. So you just type this in the form of a string JDBC MySQL, okay, colon local host, okay, and inside this you have to pass the port number. So if we are using MySQL RDBMS, then the by default port number is 3306. So when you are installing the MySQL in your system, then kindly don't change the port number. Okay, the port number will be reflected at 3306, so make sure that it remains as it is, that it is being shown. Okay, kindly don't change the port number, the default port number is 3306. Okay, so after this port number, what we will do, we'll just write the name of database. Okay, so the name of the database that we will be creating. Okay, so we'll just see that how we'll create the database in the subsequent lectures. So here we have to pass the name of the database. So this is, okay, this is the database URL. Okay, so this whole from JDBC to the name of the database, this is known as the database URL that we have to pass. So what we will do, we will just pass, okay, so this is, you can say this is equal to, or this is, I am writing inside the bracket so that there should be no confusion, this is now the database URL. Okay, so inside in this database URL, okay, so instead of writing database URL, you have to copy this whole thing, okay, and you have to paste it here. Okay, so the default username is root, so you have to replace this username as root, and the password that you will be setting during the time of installation, then you have to set this password as it is, that was being installed at that particular point of time. So the database URL is JDBC MySQL localhost 3306, and the name of the database that we'll be using, that we'll be creating, okay, soon, and the username is, okay, the root, and password that you will be setting during the time of the installation. So it will return an object that will be referenced by the connection reference. These are the three steps. Okay, so now you can see, when you just do these three steps, then you will just check that whether your database connection has been established or not. So these are the three important steps of establishing a database connection. So you can see until this, okay, 1, 2 and 3, so these three steps are for database. These three steps 1, 2, 3 are for a database connection, for establishing a connection from a Java application to a particular database application, sorry, database management system. So when a connection has been established, now it is the time to fire a query. Okay, so now you know what is a root. Okay, you have constructed a root from your Java application to the database management system. So now it is the time to fire the query. Now you will just post your requirements, you will send your requirements in the form of the queries. So now you will create the statements. Okay, so the fourth point is, after the connection has been successfully set up, now the statement will be created. So how you will create a statement? So a statement will be created like this. Statement, it is a statement is also an interface, and you will create an instance, okay, sorry, you will create a reference of type, okay, statement, because it is an interface, so you can't create an object, and you will just call a method that is create statement. Okay, you will just call a method that is create statement on this connection object. So as we can see, connection is the road, it is the link we have discussed in the previous lectures, in the previous slides. So connection statement, okay, this statement must be, okay, created, must be followed with the help of this connection object. So this connection object is responsible for invoking this create statement method. So this create statement method is the normal method. Okay, so this method create statement, it can access, okay, it can access multiple queries at a time. Okay, it can access multiple queries. So you have to remember, okay, that when we are creating a statement object, so you should not pass any query inside this. Okay, so inside create statement no queries should be passed. Okay, there should be no query that you will be passing in this create statement. So this statement can be of three types. Okay, first is simple, the create statement. Okay, second is known as the prepared statement. Okay, so second is the prepared statement. So second is, you can see, prepared, okay, statement. So it is also an interface, and you can also create a prepared statement on this con, and then you can write con dot prepare statement. Okay, so this is a method. I will just tell you that what it does. So now inside this, okay, so now this is a prepare statement. Prepare statement is a type of statement in which you can pass a fixed query. Okay, a fixed query must be passed, and this particular query, so you can say a fixed query, okay, is passed, okay, that is common to all objects. Okay, so this query is common to all objects. You can't change this query for a different objects. A fixed query. So inside this you have to pass a query. A query must be passed. We will see what a query is. Okay, so we will just pass a query inside this prepared statement type of thing. So there are different ways of creating, okay, there are different ways of creating statement. Okay, first is create statement. So create statement is for normal statement. Okay, this is for normal statement. Okay, so inside create statement we are not passing any query. Okay, we can, okay, create query, okay, independently, and simple same statement object can access multiple queries at a time. Okay, so we can execute n number of queries with the help of this statement object. But when we are creating prepared statement, okay, so when we are creating this type of statement, that is second type of statement, then we have to pass the query inside this in the form of a string. Okay, and this object, okay, the prepared statement object can access, okay, only single query at a time. Okay, it means that we cannot change the query. Okay, so this query can be accessed, okay, multiple times by only this single object of prepared statement only. Okay, so the method is prepare statement and the interface is prepared statement. Okay, and the third type is callable. Okay, the third is callable statement. Okay, so callable statement is it is used, okay, for stored procedures. Okay, for stored procedures. Okay, it means that if we are working on PL SQL, okay, if we have to access the stored procedures or the functions, then we will be using the callable statements. Okay, so our main focus is, okay, our main focus is this create statement and this prepared statement. So we'll just use these two type of statements in our, okay, application, okay, to execute the query, okay, to execute multiple queries and to execute a fixed query. Okay, so I hope this is clear to you now. Okay, 4 steps are cleared. Now the fifth statement is we have to execute the query. Okay, so we have to execute. Now it is very important that when you are writing the query, then the query must be executed. Okay, so the query must be executed with the help of, okay, a method that will be called on this statement. Okay, so the statement object will call a method that is execute query. Okay, so when we'll call this execute query, so we have to pass a query, okay, that has to be executed. Okay, so if we are working with con.create statement, that is we are working with a normal statement, then we have to pass the query in this particular method, okay, that will be invoked by the statement object. So we have to pass the query here. If we are working with a fixed query or a prepared statement, then we have to pass the query at the time when we are just creating the prepare statement method. Okay, so this must be understood. So when this query will be processed, when this will be executed, so it will result in some result set. Okay, so it will give a result set in the form of a table. Okay, so this execute query is responsible. Okay, this method is responsible to provide a result set. Okay, there are different methods. Okay, there is a method known as execute update, there is a method known as simple execute, but both these methods are not capable of returning a result set. Only execute query method is responsible for returning the result set. And result set is very important, because if we are not getting the result set, then how we will display the result, how we will display the result on our Java application. Okay, how will display the particular result. So it is very important to use the execute query. Okay, so this will return, okay, it will return a result set. Okay, so a result set will be returned, that will be stored, a result set will be returned that will be stored in an object that is known as rs. Okay, you can create any object of type result set. Okay, so now this step has been, okay, finished. Okay, so now what we'll do, now we have to process the result set also. Okay, so this result set must be processed so that we can access the subsequent results, okay, in the particular table, as the table contains different rows. So this one result set is responsible for accessing one row. Okay, then again we have to process the second row, so we have to process the result set also. So the result set will be processed with the help of different methods, and is a method that is known as a next. Okay, so this next method will be called on this result set object. Okay, and this next method will be used to process the results. Okay, so it is used to process the results. Okay, so we can access different rows of a database with the help of this rs.next. It is like an iterator. Okay, it is pointing to different rows. Okay, and one row, rs.next means one row, it is accessing all the required attributes of that particular database, all the records of that particular database of the row. Then it will be pointing to next row, and it will just access all the particular records and so on. Okay, so it can be done with the help of this result set object, on which we are invoking the method that is known as a next method. And finally we'll just close the connection, and the last step is we'll just close the connection. So these are the different steps. Okay, these are basically 7 steps. Okay, first step we have completed. Okay, so these are different steps in which we have to import a package, you have to load the driver can be loaded with the help of, okay, the statement that I have discussed here. Okay, explicitly we are loading and registering the driver nowadays. Okay, we can write the statement also, but if we don't want to write the statement, then it is the responsibility of the JVM to automatically load it into the program's memory. Okay, after JDK 1.6. Then we will just create a connection with the help of connection object, and if a successful connection is retrieved, if a successful connection is established, then a connection object will be returned, okay, with the help of this get connection method that will take a database URL, okay, that consists of JDBC, MySQL, localhost, port number, and the name of the database, the username. Okay, the username that you will be setting, that is for MySQL it is root, and the password that you will be setting during the time of the installation of the RDBMS. Okay, this will be returned on successful connection to the connection object, and if the connection is not established, then obviously it will result in an error, and it will result connection as null. Okay, so it will result some errors, some exceptions will be raised. Next is we have to use the statement, because now we have to provide our requirements to the particular database so that database can understand the queries. So we'll just create the statement with the help of con.create statement with the help of the connection object. Okay, and it will return a statement object that will be used to fire, okay, queries in the form of statement.execute queries. Okay, so single object can access multiple queries at a time with the help of con.create statement. And if we are using prepared statement, then we have to pass the query at the time of creating the method. Okay, at the time we are we are passing a fixed query, so we have to pass that particular query during the time when we are invoking this particular method with the help of the connection object. So this fixed query must be fixed to this particular object. Okay, and next is the result set. So a result set must be returned when the query is executed. So the fifth is the result set when the query is processed. So the result will be returned and it will be stored in the result set, and execute query method is the only method that will return a result set. That is very responsible, that is important for our Java application to see the results. Okay, how the results are being processed, what is being displayed. Okay, how the data is fetched and retrieved from the database, it can be seen with the help of this result set. And finally the connection is closed. So with the help of these steps, we'll just create a program in the next lecture and we'll see that how these steps will work.